1, 2, 3, 4.
There are times I wonder if I'm really alone. There are times I wonder if I'm true. There are times when I feel alone and I'm full roam. There are times I feel alone with you. You are enough of you. And there's always enough for you.
So, growing up as a fat girl my entire life, I have always felt dysphoric. My father valued beauty, specifically beautiful women. So I think both me and my sister had this pressure to be beautiful, this thought that if we were beautiful, that we would be loved and complete. And then when I finally felt that I was a beautiful woman, it felt good for a while. I definitely got all the attention I ever wanted, but definitely didn't complete me in any sense. And I realized that being beautiful wasn't gonna fix anything.
Dysphoria is like a cage that keeps you inside at all times. I hated myself before I transitioned. And I can't stress that enough. Like, I absolutely hated the person that I was, no matter how much people told me that I was a great guy, that I was an admirable guy, that I was somebody who had their shit together.
My experience with dysphoria, I guess, is a strange one. It's almost like on top of all the other spectrums we're supposed to be paying attention to, there's also a dysphoria spectrum. Because I've certainly known trans guys who are, who would not be able to continue living if they didn't have all kinds of surgical procedures to help align their gender with their body.
I've experienced like gender dysphoria when I was larger with like my breasts because I was way more uncomfortable with my body when I was bigger, and I would say that was an overall body dysphoria because I felt really strange because I had gone from 180 to 252 and like nothing fit. Like my spatial awareness was crazy. Like I had these huge tits I didn't know what to do with, and I was like, I don't know like what to do with these. I don't know how I feel.
You know, I experience it on and off. Sometimes I have dysphoria around like my chest. Some days it's okay and I'm like fine with it, and other days I'm just like, I don't want them here in my body.
I have definitely always had dysphoria to my chest since my first puberty. It's female. I don't like my chest at all. The dysphoria towards my chest has only increased since starting hormones, because now that I'm in a place where if I have to choose a bathroom, and I obviously I go into the men's restroom, I feel like my chest is even bigger than it actually is because safety wise, like I feel like that's gonna be the first thing that they know is wrong, and they're gonna be like, hold on, you're not supposed to be in this bathroom, and then having to have that really weird interaction with somebody.
I think actually my most dysphoric moment I had was the first time I took off my binder. And I really didn't want it to be, but realizing that I do have this switch is uncomfortable.
I did not think that being trans was something that was available to a person of color like myself. I didn't think that that was something I would ever have the money to do, that I would have the support to do, or that I would ever have access to. I honestly thought that if I did come out, I would be ostracized if I wasn't committed, that I would just be killed. If you're trans and you're dysphoric, it affects every aspect of your life, from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep.
I'm affirmed all day at work, and just like I just see it reflected back to me. I'm like, yeah, right, because that's my name. So like, why would you call me anything else? And so then I go in public and I get manned, and I'm just like, it just shocks me every time. It's like, and so then I get home and I'm like, I don't want to go. Like, take our dogs to the dog park, we go to the grocery store, because like these things might happen, and it's almost gotten like worse as I've been more affirmed in more places. It's really interesting.
Dysphoria is like kind of weird for me because I didn't really have it that much. I knew deep down that I like really did not want to be the person that I was at the time. I guess when I first started transitioning, it was terrible because I just wanted so badly to be kind of where I'm at right now, you know, like 2 years later. I wanted to have facial hair and I wanted to have bigger muscles. I always been like super skinny and tiny. And in the beginning, that was hard. I was comparing myself to all of my cis male friends. Luckily, they were always really cool about like affirming me and being like, but look, like you have some hairs coming out the side of your face, or like, look, your arms got a little bit bigger, dude. Like, they're always like super affirming, which is awesome.
My dysphoria is like on this side, like as close to being actually trans as you can be. That's where I am. Like I just barely crossed that line because I've never thought, or I just have been able to like unpiece that thing that like links a vagina with being a woman. Like that doesn't feel linked to me. I've never felt dysphoric. I think that my body's awesome. So I've always just tried to find a way to make things work the way that they are. And I'm very lucky that I'm not further along in that, on that spectrum, because this feels like it would be much, much harder. And I think I've had a much easier go of it.
I guess like the only time it happens is like if I'm on a beach, you know, and I'm like shirtless and trying to feel like super confident about my chest, but then I see like some big buff dude. And then sometimes people like stare at your scars too, which like always sucks, but I usually just, if they ask me what it was, I usually just say like I was in some sort of terrible wilderness attack or something.
With dysphoria, I feel like I've never really had an issue with that. I've always been 100% comfortable with my body, but I think that a lot of that comes from being a nude model for so long. It took me a long time to get there. I was made fun of a lot as a kid, and so that kind of put a lot of like strain on myself and how I saw myself. But as I got older, I started to realize that my body is my temple, and that whatever I choose to do with it is mine and mine alone.
There are times I wonder if I'm really alone. There are times I wonder if I'm true. There are times when I feel alone in a full room. There are times I feel alone with you.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm real or if I'm seen.
I see everything, you are enough for me. You are enough for you.
Thanks for tuning in to Roaming Gender. To get involved or find out more about this project, visit www.roaminggender.com.